Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Build a House. Welcome back to our huge reptile house. I was tempted to say our little reptile house, but well, not that little. We already do have, let me count in my mind, 6 animals in there. Yeah, 2 tortoises, 2 monitors, 2 crocodilians. Yeah, that's it. And today we are going to add the 7th animal, which is going to be the Caiman. So, well, you caught me. I don't know the English name of the Caiman. It is not the spectacled one, it's the other one. So let me think about it real quick if I can come up with the name. I think it's the Cuvier's Dwarf Caiman. Or was the Cuvier's Caiman the one that we got with the Aquatic DLC? Yeah, I think so. So, it might be the spectacled one then. Yeah, let's say we're going to add the spectacled Caiman. I think most of us might not even see a huge difference in both of them. So let's call it the spectacled one. This one is going to move in today. Today's episode is also going to take a little bit longer because before we get into the Caiman habitat, we have to complete something else. Well, not completely complete, which sounds a little bit funny. Yeah, but we have to add the roof for the center build. For one particular reason, because if I wanted to lift the walls up to the height that I need them to, yeah, first of all, I need to know how high I can lift them up, and therefore I need to see the roof. So that is what we are going to build at first. Here's also a little advice for you guys. If you build a building, a huge building, a small building, whatever building that you want to build, always try to think about the roof from the start on. Because if you build a building in some kind of weird shapes, you might have a hard time to come up with a roof later on. So always think about that. That makes it a lot easier for you guys to finish that building in the end. Because I know the struggle when you build a beautiful building. You have nice habitats in there, maybe restaurants, all the guest facilities, all the staff facilities. And then you see the only thing that you have to do is put the roof on top of it, and you think, oh damn it, I don't want to do that, this is never going to work. So think about it from the beginning and everything will be okay for you guys. So I thought about it in the beginning, so I tried to build the whole building in a pretty geometrical style so that we can do the thing that we are going to do right now. I wanted to have a glass roof in the centerpiece as well, because I told you guys I wanted this building to be very bright, very light inside, not too dark. I didn't want to have a dark building. That is something that we are going to do the next time once this building is finished. Should I tell you guys what I'm going to build next? Yeah, I think you want to know that, and I will tell you. The next house that we are going to build is a nocturnal house, and I'm looking so much forward to it because I think I never built a nocturnal house. I built a small mammal house, tropical house, reptile house, pachyderm house. Yeah, let's think about Brooksburg Zoo. hippo house and stuff like that, but never nocturnal house. So I'm pretty excited for that. And yeah, but before we're getting too excited, first of all, let us finish this one here. Here you can already see I built the first bow for our little bubble kind of bubble shaped roof thing. Yeah, so bringing in all those support metal beams. We're not, as I said in the beginning, we're not going to finish the roof completely in this episode because there's stuff that we need to do afterwards still. To make it be a little more realistic, we have to add some support pieces and stuff, and that's something that's going to happen within the next episode and the final episode afterwards. So there might be only 2 more episodes left until this whole building is finished. And I want to thank you guys as well for letting me know if you would prefer the whole building to be added to the workshop as a zoo or as a habitat. Yeah, the easiest way that I didn't even think about, but it's also the most logical way, is to add it both. So I'm going to upload it as a habitat, and I'm also going to upload it as a zoo. So for the guys that don't want to don't want to mess around with the whole path tool and stuff like that, yeah, congratulations. I wanted to say congratulations, stupid. I can assure you, you can download it as a zoo after it is finished, so that you can walk around or build a complete zoo all around this building. Okay, here you can see we do have the first bubble, and I also took the centerpiece or the piece with which we started the bubble out of the whole thing, so that we can actually put it onto these bubbles and continue it and connect both of the bubbles with each other, which was easier than I thought it would be. And yeah, it also matched perfectly, which made me pretty happy. So, but first of all, we have to delete lots of stuff, because we only need half a bubble on each side, and then we can connect the things with each other. Here you can see the finished roof, and now we can finally elevate the walls so that we have them at a perfect height for our center habitats, because I wanted the walls to go all the way up. Everything else wouldn't have made any sense to me, I think. So, yeah. You can see right now it is pretty dark on the inside because of the shadows in the game, but this will change once I changed the time in the game, so that we do have more light inside. I also wanted to have more light from the sides in here, and therefore I used these small concrete pieces, and yeah, it didn't work in that angle. Sometimes you can't rotate things when you don't put it on a flat ground. So you have to put it on the ground and copy and circle it around here, and then it would work perfectly. But if you stick it onto the wall, won't work. So here you can see what I wanted to do, or what I wanted to have. I wanted to have some round shaped windows for the center habitats. Yeah, to have a little bit more light in there, and also to make the whole floor in the building to seem a little bit more open. And you will see it in the end, it works pretty fine. Putting them on the other side as well. And here we go. All we have to do now is to delete the walls, to move them all around, put in some other wall pieces, some smaller ones of the concrete pieces to fill up all the holes. And then we do have pretty nice round-shaped windows in there. First of all, I tried to fill those with the glass pieces, with the huge ones that we do have in the game. Didn't work out that well because the huge ones are not as see-through as I wanted them to be. So I decided we're not going to have those in here. So I chose the in-game glass barrier later on. You will see that because they are more see-through than the glass pieces and made more sense. It looked more beautiful. Yeah, here you can already see the effect it has on the whole building. It looks pretty nice, and also the centerpiece looks a little bit like a ship right now. So those round-shaped pieces do look like some bullseyes or something like that. I really do like that. So a little bit more realism, some metal pieces on the center that would cover the glass. No, not cover, but hold it up. Yeah, perfect. Copy it around to the other one, and then bring them back onto the walls. Yeah, I think the next episode next week might be a little bit shorter because we do a lot of stuff that will also impact or have an impact on the habitat on the other side for the saltwater crocodiles. So it's not going to be that much work for the next episode, so maybe we can finish the roof construction afterwards as well. So here I decided to have those plaster pieces in here, the round shaped ones. To give the whole building a little bit more support. We're also going to do that on the other side next week, so that we have it like a mirror on the other side as well. And we're also going to do, that is something that I did off screen or that I did cut out of the video, we're also going to have some bigger pillars of the concrete stuff on top of it that would stick through the glass roof so that it would look a little bit more realistic, and so the whole glass roof would have a little bit more support and not the whole glass roof would be floating on top of the building. And as I said, that is something that's going to happen in the next 2 episodes as well, until the whole building is finished and the whole roof construction also will make sense. Yeah, here on that side we will have a panorama window as well, where our guests can look or have a little bit of an underwater look into the Caiman habitat as well. Pretty similar to the one that we already have for the gharial and for the alligators. And as I said a few episodes before, the whole building is a little bit inspired by the aquarium in the Zoo Berlin. They have something similar, especially when it comes to the centerpiece here. They do have a centerpiece where they do have crocodilians in there. I don't know if there's any more 2 different species of crocodiles in there, or if it is only 1 that is left right now. Just don't know. But yeah, Berlin was a huge inspiration for the whole building here. But not completely, because the building in Berlin is about has 3 flats, I think. So you have the ground floor where all the fish and jellyfish and fish are, and you have the 2nd floor for the reptilians. You have the 3rd floor for insects and amphibians. Yeah, that's how it is in Berlin. Building the entrance door for our center walkthrough habitat. Yeah, I wanted to have a sliding door here, to have something different in here. And as it is right next to the stairs, I thought sliding doors would make more sense than actually doors that you have to pull or push. Because it might end up with people falling down the stairs, and I didn't want to have that. I also wanted to have this curtain piece for the walkthrough habitats, or a walkthrough exhibit that we do have in the game, but I decided to not have them in here because they were a little bit too small, and I didn't want to make any changes to the pathing here in this whole building, because that would be an absolute disaster if I would change something about that in here. So yeah, so I decided we're not going to have the plastic curtains. Even though they would have made sense. They would have made more sense if we would actually, and I'm going to say it once again, if we would actually have some birds in here. So I would be so happy if I was able to have some kind of hummingbirds in here, because that would be so cool. You go to the centerpiece here, you open the doors, you go through the plastic curtains, and there's hummingbirds flying all around your heads, and then you look at the left side and the right side, and you have the caimans and the saltwater crocodiles, and yeah, not going to happen. Not for this version of the game, but maybe in the future of Planet Zoo, maybe for a Planet Zoo 2. That's going to take a long time until Planet Zoo 2 might be released, because yeah, Planet Coaster 2 is around the corner. That is the focus right now on Frontier, and I think we might not see a Planet Zoo 2 within the next 4 or 5 years, I guess. Yeah, but also I think I told you guys in the episode before that on Nexus there's actually a great mod for a hornbill that you can have in your zoo if you are playing with mods. That is actually flying and has some unique animations for flying animals, or for flying birds, I might say. And there's also a second one right now, if I'm completely yeah, right in front, there might be the American or North American bald eagle. So there's already two very cool, exciting birds that you can download when you were playing with mods. Yeah, which I'm going to do in the near future once the last DLC for Planet Zoo was released. I think I'm going into mods and playing a little bit around with them. Maybe doing some real zoo stuff, like recreating some real zoos, because if we can use mods, it is more likely that we can actually have all the animals in a recreation zoo that we do have yeah, right now. Oh, and with that being said, I told you guys many times that I was going to recreate a real-life zoo, so the Dierenpark in Amersfoort. I'm not pushing myself towards that very heavily, because I think, and if you have seen the video tour of the Dierenpark Amersfoort, that it might be one of the hardest zoos to recreate, because there's so much stuff in there, with all the climbing stuff and things for all the children, where they can climb or crawl or do whatever to experience the whole zoo. It's yeah, it is pretty much the hardest zoo that you can actually try to recreate. So I don't know right now if I'm really going to do that, because yeah, it's not alone that I don't think that I'm capable of doing it properly, but I think it's not going to be fun for me to do it properly, because there's so much work that needs to go in there, and it would be so time consuming, so that I think I wouldn't have that much time for all the other stuff that I want to do here on this channel, especially with Planet Coaster 2 coming around the corner in a few months, I think, and yeah, all of the other stuff that is going on right now. I want to finish my DLC series, definitely, which is going to take quite some time. We are going to finish our third DLC zoo this Wednesday, so the Ditchery Zoo is coming to an end with a restaurant that is including exhibit for the blue tongue lizard from the Australia DLC. And then we are going in to the next DLC. That is the last DLC before the first animal pack, which is going to be the aquatic DLC, which I'm very excited about. I don't know right now in which direction I'm going to go. Yeah, just going to start to build the park and then see where it might lead me, like I always do. But I'm very excited for that, because there's so many great animals in that pack, and also so many great building stuff. Yeah, game changer at that time were the faux rocks that we got with it, and also the faux trees and stuff. And yeah, I'm going to use it. Is that a thing to say it in English? Inflationary? Inflationary? Whatever, I'm going to use it a lot. That's what I wanted to say. So, what's going on right now in the reptile house? As you can see, I am building the bridge. I wanted it to look more like a rope bridge. So I wanted it to look a little bit different when it comes to pathing, so I wanted it to be more like an actual rope bridge with the shape of it. But I tried to change the path so many times, and it did so much weird stuff afterwards, so that I decided, no, let's keep it straight and don't mess around with it anymore, because you're going to create a huge mess and we don't want to have that. Yeah, I also was not quite sure how to build the rope bridge, so you can see me mess around with it a little bit. It's going to look a little bit different in the end, and I hope you guys will like it once it is finished. And here you can already see the things that were already finished, or that we don't have to do anymore in the next habitat, so in the next episode for the saltwater crocodiles. So the rope bridge is finished, the walls are finished, we just have to do those round-shaped windows on the other side as well. And the most things that I have to do is to decorate the habitat for the saltwater crocodiles and making sure that we are able to put an entrance in there. That is also something that was a little bit difficult, because I actually had to delete some parts of the path that is going through the house, just so I could elevate the ground a little bit more, so that I was able to have an entrance gate in there, because I was ending up with not being able to have an entrance gate in there. Can you imagine that? So I was a little bit frightened, because I thought, oh my god, if I am not able to have an entrance gate in here, what am I going to do? I could tell you guys for 1 or 2 weeks that I am not feeling well and I don't have the capacity to continue with the reptile house, but at least, or after 3 weeks at least, I would have had to come up with with a believable reason. What's going on? So spoiler alert, I managed it to have the entrance gate in there, and I will also manage it to have an entrance gate on the habitat for the saltwater crocodiles in next week's episode. The water level was some kind of a pain in the ... like it was with all the other habitats as well. Happily, I was able to lower all the glass barriers into the ground later on, so that we don't have any problem with that. I just needed to elevate the floor a little bit, which leads to our staff entering the habitat for the caimans with their knees sunken into the concrete, which is not a great look, but yeah, couldn't change it. Sorry guys. I hope you still love the building. Yeah, here I'm covering up all of the parts that were a little bit wonky. But you can always cover these things by putting down some planters or stuff like that, to make it look as it was used to look that way. Going to put the mulch pieces in there later on, and here, because I had to elevate the centerpiece so that it would be on top of the water, so that our animals do have a dry space in here as well. We had the gap, so I had to put in those faux rock pieces, stair pieces for the animals so that they are able to get into the water in a convenient way and also come out of the water once that they went in. So just a little bit planting around everywhere. I'm going to add some lights on top of it as well. I hope you guys will remind me once the whole thing is finished, when we're going to have a final tour through the building, that we are also going to have a nighttime tour, because it looks so beautiful in the night with all the lights that we do have in here. Something that I most of the times don't do because I always forget about it, but here in this build I actually thought about it, and it looks so nice once the lights are out, or once it is dark outside and all the lights turn on. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, you definitely have to check that out. Yeah, looks pretty nice already. Having the huge planter in the center, as you can see right here. Don't know why I kept this part in where the video isn't moving anymore, but yeah, well. Here you can see what I did already. We're going to have some of the decal pieces and the dirt pieces on the walls in just a minute. And here you can already see on top of our habitat the thicker concrete pieces that would be the structure that holds up the whole glass ceiling. A little bit dirt on the floor as well, so that it looks a little bit more realistic. We're also going to have a mud bath in here for the animals, and some more of the animal toy enrichments and food enrichments and stuff like that. And yeah, with that being said, we are already at the end of the video. So in a few minutes there's going to be the real-time part of today's episode, where we are going to have a look at the animals and the habitat. As I told you guys, in the next video we are going to finish the inside of our building, or most of the inside of our building, with the last animal habitat, which is going to be for the huge saltwater crocodiles. After that we are going to have a makeup video. Can we call that like this? Yeah, you know what I mean. We're going to make everything look beautiful that we haven't done already, and then we are going to have a final tour through the house. But please enjoy now our spectacled caimans and have a nice tour around their habitat. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did so, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes here on this channel. As I told you guys, the next house we are going to build is going to be a nocturnal house. You won't miss that as well, so you better subscribe. Okay guys, have a great time. See you next Monday. Bye.